Hello beautiful person, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chu and today we're going to be going over a simple 3-step approach for making fire dark trap melodies. Shout out to the comment winners. I'm glad at least a few people appreciated the jokes from last video because oh my god, there were so many red pill denouncing crybabies. Hey, fuck you, man! Anyways, comment below to be featured in the next video. Just a quick update, the beat battle has been postponed another week because I did add some super cool judges like Larry O, Aiden Kenway, and BusyWorks Beats, and also I just wanted to add some really cool consolation prizes as well, so you guys can expect that video next week. Okay, so the 3 sections of this video are going to be the KISS method, and I'll explain that in a second, the perfect stack, and then stereo imaging. All the drum sounds used in this video can be found 100% for free, and you can find those in the first link in the description below. It even comes free with this super cool 12-point guide that teaches you how to ethically monetize your music as a producer, so definitely go check that out. Please drop a like on this video as it greatly helps my channel against the YouTube algorithm, and as you do, I wish you a wonderful learning experience. God bless you, and enjoy. Okay, the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. This is something my high school football coach used to yell at me all the time when I was overthinking on the football field. Over time, I've realized that this concept really applies to all aspects of life and especially to music. Beautiful music often seems complex, but this is deceptive. The appearance of complexity in beauty truly is a manifestation of simplicity. I love this quote that I came up with a few years ago that I think covers this really well. A flower in all its complex, infinite beauty does not contemplate on its own magnificence, nor does it ponder on the intricacy behind it. It simply exists in it. Now, you're clearly not a flower, but you can apply this concept to your own musical production. Your goal as a producer is not to prove that you are the most artsy fartsy nigga in the room. You are always going to lose that battle to someone who's just trying way harder, and I'm sure that's something you've realized by now if you've been doing this shit for longer than a month. Your job as a producer is to just produce. Crazy, right? It's like a whole concept. It's literally in the word. You want to produce a product, your music, and you want to do so as simply and as efficiently as you possibly can. Having an artist wait on you while you pick out just the right Omnisphere patch really isn't it, chief. Oh, and it is still fuck Omni shitsphere over here, boy. Fuck did you think it was? Okay, so to apply the KISS method here, just find a VST that sounds good and then use it. And that's it. Going off of this, I'll grab this bell patch from Flex and then start my melody. No overthinking, just go. Remember, we want to keep things as simple as possible. And you know what would actually be perfect for this? My Candy Keys MIDI pack, which I made in collaboration with Larry O a year ago. You can download this for free using the link in the description below. So we can grab a MIDI from the pack and then we can get to work. Now we can get into the perfect stack. So here is the very simple explanation for this. In the years that I've been making music and being a producer, I've come to a very simple conclusion. A piano or some kind of key pluck plus an ARP plus a pad and plus some type of lead melody is going to equal a fire melody basically every single time. It really is that simple. So let's begin to apply this process. The bell that I picked from Flex can go ahead and act as our key patch for this example. It'll basically serve the same purpose. Now we need an ARP, and we can really just hop back into Flex and find something dope. And then now we can just drag the same MIDI we've been using onto this ARP patch. And then we can raise it 1 octave so that it isn't clashing with the frequencies in our bell patch. This is key. You must maintain the octave ranges when you're working on a melody. You don't want the main instruments of your melody to be operating in the same octave ranges because this tends to create a lot of that muddiness that beginner level and intermediate level producers complain about when they hear the final mixes of their beats. Okay, so next we can add the pad. So for this, we'll finally move away from Flex and get into another one of my favorite FL Studio stock VSTs ever. Citrus. Now, if you know anything about me or my channel, you know I love using the amylase pad from Citrus. It's like water is wet, the Pope is Catholic, Chu is using the amylase pad from Citrus. So again, we'll go ahead and copy this same MIDI over to our instance of Citrus. So now, if the ARP was 1 octave up, how many octaves up do you think the pad is gonna be? Yup, that's right, it's gonna be 2 octaves up. Again, management of these octave ranges is key. If you take nothing else away from this video, it should be that, because that's going to help you layer your melodies better overall, which will have the samples you do create sounding more lush and full. It will allow your melodies to blend together more seamlessly, creating a new unique sound that can only emerge from the combinations of instruments that you've selected. And that's one of the most cool things about this entire process to me, because when you really get it down, you can begin to mix and match any sounds you want to create an infinite number of possibilities. Okay, so lastly, we need a top melody. And yes, you better believe I'm finishing it up with another stock VST. And I know at least my OG boys saw this one coming. For this counter harmony, I'm going to be using the Quasimodo patch from Sakura. If you want to learn more about why I love this patch so much, go ahead and check out this video here. So the counter melody is an area where you do have some creative range. I would say just try to find areas where you can fill in the space and still have it sound good. Since Larry O did snap with this MIDI, he already made the counter harmony for us, so I'm really just gonna lay that down with the Quasimodo and then keep it moving. Okay, now we can listen to the complete melody that we have so far. So lastly, we have stereo imaging. So I went ahead and did a quick mix on this. Don't worry about missing anything in that process, because I have a ton of really dope mixing tutorials that have helped literally tens of thousands of producers get ready at mixing. Here are a couple of them, and then I'll provide links to all of those in the description below. So definitely check those out after this video. In this section, I just want to briefly discuss stereo imaging and how I used it to make my melodies sound better. So the approach is pretty simple. You just want your higher melodies to have more stereo separation. So if you think back to each sound we added and how we added it, it would go something like this. So the bell melody can be left alone. It's kind of the sound that's operating in the lowest octave, and besides that, I like the way the stereo imaging sounds on it already, so we can just leave it alone. In this example, the ARP from Flex should definitely have a little bit more stereo width than the bell. It's in a higher octave range, so this will help its sonic sound less harsh and more ambient. So with the ARP and the bell playing, let's adjust the stereo image. This will allow the perceived spatial locations of your melodies more room to act as you begin to create a more 3D sound image. You can even hear that as we do this, the melodies begin to sound a lot cleaner and more lush. Then we can bring in the pad and apply the same principle. This one will be even higher because it was in the highest octave range that we used. And don't be afraid to really push your stereo width. And remember, the percentages and numbers don't matter so much as the concept does. Really just play it by ear and remember the actual framework that we're working from. Again, the top melody kind of requires you to play things by ear, so just go for something that sounds very natural considering the way you've organized the melody so far. And just for a little bit of added sauce, we can pan the ARP and the pad away from each other. This will go even further in creating a cleaner stereo image for my entire melody. My goal is to create a feeling that there are two instruments playing two different melodies at two different ends of the proverbial auditorium. Alright, so here is our finished melody. And then here's everything after I've added some super hard drums from the 14 drum kit. So there is the 3-step approach that you can use to put together amazing dark trap melodies. With time, you'll find that this is really just a framework and you can go ahead and add your own flair to it. I'm gonna let the beat we made rock for the outro, so definitely let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on this video if you learned something new, and please share this video with a producer who could use some help layering melodies or making their own melodies from scratch using stock FL Studio plugins. Oh, and do not forget to subscribe. If you don't, your FL Studio will freeze the next time you use it, you'll spill coffee all over your MIDI keyboard, and and your crush will call your next beat garbage.
Wait, really?
I mean, probably not, but why chance it? Peace.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.